Sophisticates. It's just after 6:30 a.m. on, I forget what day it is, but I'm told that last night was the last night of Songkran. So it's over! Yay! Howdy travellers, it's the 17th of April today, and it's over! It's over! By that I mean Songkran is over. It runs, depending on where you are in Thailand, it runs from about the 13th, 14th and 15th of April, and it's the Thai New Year. It kind of celebrates the end of the dry season, although it usually isn't the end of the dry season. And it's the Thai New Year, and it's that big festival you may have seen where they kind of splash water around all over the place. Now, I used to really like Songkran when I first came here, and I always tried to be here for Songkran, and it was great. I mean, this is a photo I took many years ago on Soy Bangla. I wonder what those young ladies are doing now, but that kind of epitomizes what Songkran is like for tourists here. It's a huge thing. They love it. And maybe I'll drop in one or two other photos as I'm speaking. But as time went on, I came back many Songkrans, and I didn't do so much the tourist Songkran down here or in a place like Pattaya. I always went to the extreme northeast, Isan, to Noi's hometown, and got a country boy's appreciation of Songkran, which is somewhat different. It's a bit more religious. There's just as much crazy water chucking, but it all culminates in a huge parade around the local village, which is pretty cool. I just worked on the assumption that I'd take a lot of Thai baht with me and keep everyone drunk for a couple of days, and I would be accepted, which by and large I was. But as the years went on, and especially now that I'm kind of here alone, my sense of humour for being constantly soaked with ice water has kind of subsided, let's say that, shall we? I remember once I decided to catch the bus into Patong, and I made the mistake of thinking that it was the last day of Songkran and therefore I was safe, and B, made the big mistake of sitting right by an open window on the bus, and as we proceeded down the road, a whole bucket of ice cold water came right through the window and hit me in the kisser, and that soon brought me back to earth with a big jolt. But nowadays, no. So what I did this year was on the 11th or the 12th of April, I went down to the big supermarket and I bought enough food for 5 dinners and a couple of boxes of beer, and I holed up in the house for the 3 main days of Songkran, 13th, 14th and 15th. I went out in the morning for my exercise around Bangwad, and I found that was a Songkran-free zone. There were no idiots there throwing water around. And by 9 o'clock in the morning, most of the exercise seekers had left. So I just had this 6 kilometre walk around the reservoir to myself. So it was very good. And indeed, I did that this morning. But I decided to come out down here today and show, yeah, there's no water. In fact, I tested, if you'll pardon the pun, I tested the water yesterday because I decided in the afternoon to buy a sandwich at the supermarket and take a bike ride to Rawai Beach, where I like to kind of sit and buy a can of beer and eat a sandwich. And sure enough, there was no water chucking there either, so I knew I was safe. But water did impinge on the day, because imagine my surprise when it started raining. Yes, it started raining, and for about 10 minutes there, it rained quite heavily in Rawai. Extremely isolated from what I saw of the roads when I got home. It hadn't rained in Katu, where we live, at all. And there was no sign of it as I went through Patong on the way home. But it rained in Rawai quite a lot, and the roads got really, really treacherous. It hasn't rained here for 2-3 months. And on the way around the coastal road, I came upon motorbike accident after motorbike accident. Nothing serious, thank goodness. Mainly young Chinese girls that have come off their bikes and had just sat on the side of the road in a state of shock. But the roads were very, very slippery. And going into, heading north, going into Qatar Beach, there's this really, really steep downhill section that you have to negotiate with a T-junction at the end, and that, believe me, that road looked absolutely treacherous. I mean, I got nice big fat tyres on my motorbike, so I thought I was pretty safe, but I wasn't going to do anything risky. Careful on the throttle, careful on the brakes, because one small mistake and I could have been off, you know. So yeah, the roads were treacherous. Anyway, got back home safe. Don't tell Noy, she yak to me for going out at all on the bike. So anyway, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. Anyway, nowadays Songkran reminds me of another festival stroke holiday that I deeply dislike, which is Chinese New Year. Most of you in Britain and probably America have never been subjected to it, but it's a week of absolutely complete noisy mayhem. If you're trying to run a business or run a project like I was, you can kiss goodbye to that whole week, because none of your Chinese workers are going to turn up. They're all doing much like the Thais are doing over here. They all go back to their hometowns to visit their relatives and meet their makers. But the Chinese love setting off, you know, loud firecrackers and God knows what else, and it goes on and on and on. And I remember being holed up in a hotel in Tonglu in mainland China a few years ago, and I thought it would finish, but one night, you know, the firecrackers were going off everywhere, and I was on about the 5th or the 6th floor of the hotel, and I opened the window and yelled out, "It's over! It's over!" And from below, a thousand faint Chinese voices yelled back, "No, it's not! No, it's not!" Anyway, if you suffer from a weak chest, like my dad did, well, he didn't have any chest at all after a lifetime of heavy smoking, but anyway, if you have that particular kind of weakness, you wouldn't want to be here right now, because we've got a double whammy going on right now. First of all, we've got very bad air quality due to crop stubble burning in Myanmar and Laos, and the Thai farmers in the north as well. They, after the harvest, they let the fields dry out in the dry season, and then prior to planting they burn all the stubble off. It fertilizes the field, but it also ruins the environment, and it's been really bad this year, really bad. Some people say it's the worst in living memory. I remember we used to suffer a lot from this when we worked in Malaysia in 97, 98. There it was the Indonesians burning their crops, but here it's Myanmar and Laos. But the effect is still the same. It's not quite so bad today, but this last couple of days it's been really bad, and it's been compounded by one other thing: sand in the air coming down from the Gobi Desert in China, would you believe? Sandstorms in China have flooded the air here in Thailand. As if we haven't got enough with the smoke, we got suspended sand particles in the air too, and last 2 or 3 days, in fact right over Songkran, it was absolutely terrible. You know, it was like a thick pea soup fog in the old days. Really bad. You know, there's so much wrong with the world nowadays. This may seem only a minor thing to sort out, but you know, people are dying. In fact, the Thais are getting a bit windy at the moment about COVID again, but it may be that the people that are coming into the hospital and snuffing it and having to be put on respirators are actually suffering from this air pollution and not COVID at all. But it has reminded me, I think I might see if I can get a booster shot just to be on the safe side. Can't afford to take risks at my time of life. By the way, in the interests of economy, I'm trying to save film here. I'm going to add a clip that I previously shot in here about writing my will, and so I'll hand you over to a previous me from about 2-3 weeks ago, who I hope is wearing some different clothes. What's this called? The Will to Live. Well, nothing to do with that really. This is today I went to the lawyer's office to sign all the papers for my will. Should anything happen to me, I want to make sure that people over here are provided for. I don't have anyone anywhere else, so it's easy to have priorities like that, isn't it? So thank you. So after that, it's beer time. So anyway, it's been a long time coming. Making a will is something that you never think you're ever going to do, and then all of a sudden the time is here, you know. It makes you think. Anyway, whether I put this out as a little snippet video or stick it on the end of something else, I don't know. But anyway, that was it. Cheerio. Any hour now, the Elon Musk's Starship is set to launch. I really like to see that live. I mean, that's going to be possibly a historic moment in space travel history, much like the Apollo moon landings. Just the start of what is really the next the next phase of whatever journey we end up making to outer space. So I'd really like to watch it live, but could be like 50-50 that it will just blow up on the pad. I sincerely hope it doesn't, because I don't want to give those buggers in the FAA any excuse to cancel any more launches. It almost seems as though they don't want them. They don't want SpaceX to succeed. It's all been talked down sufficiently that if the damn thing gets off the ground at all, then it's a minor win, and further into the flight it goes, the more of a win it will be. We mustn't forget that the early launches of the Falcon 9 and all that kind of stuff ended up blowing up, and now it's a done deal that they launch the rocket, it delivers its payload into space, and it comes back again and lands. 100% success record. So I don't doubt their ability to eventually crack it. I'm really hoping it goes well. So fingers crossed. I'm just about spent now. I've got another beer to finish off. I've got this damn great big camera staring at me, and I sort of feel duty bound to say something into it, but there isn't much else left to say today. Anyway, I survived Songkran, and now I can go out again and pursue my normal life. I received my studio lights, and I've kind of set them up, put them together anyway, but I haven't used them yet. Part of the table that I use as a desk is being used for religious stuff associated with Songkran at the moment, so I'm waiting for that to go away, and then I'll transfer some of this back into the house. And also I can make quite a nice sofa set as well with those lights, so we'll try that out and see. All I need to do is to find something to talk about. So anyway, it's great to be able to talk to you, as I explained on one of my previous videos. That's why I bother. It's nice to talk to you. Nice to talk to someone. I do sense that there is someone at the end of this camera, which is great. Right now, my daughter, Poi, she's in Austria with her boyfriend. They're busy kind of getting to know each other in a new location, to see whether something's going to come of it or not. I wish her luck. I want her to be happy. I want her to find a decent person, which by and large won't be a Thai man. So she's got to. You haven't got to do anything, but she stands more chance if she can find a decent foreigner. But she has to be careful, because there are so many bad ones out there as well. But this one seems okay. I don't know him yet. Anyway, it's not me he has to worry about. He's got to meet her mother yet. That's by far a more challenging prospect, believe me. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye bye.